The wait is finally over. Metroid Dread, this is the special edition, is finally here, and I was also able to pick up the Amiibo. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. Both of these launched the same day as the brand new Switch OLED. I did unbox this already on my channel. If you want to check it out, there's a card in the top right hand corner. Let me know what your thoughts are on the system, and also Metroid Dread if you were able to play it already. People have been waiting decades, essentially, for a brand new Metroid 2D game, and this one really, apparently, is getting great reviews, and I'm excited to play it. So these ones, I was able to pre-order from Best Buy. It did take a little bit longer for them to come in, thus the delay in me actually having the video out for this. So first of all, let's take a look at the special edition, then we'll take a look at the Amiibo on their own as well. This is a lot bigger than a lot of people expected for this special edition. I wasn't sure what makes this so big, but let's take a look at the box. Beautiful artwork on the front, kind of simplistic. You have E.M.M.I in the background. Also, you have Samus, of course, up in front. Now, on the back, this is really quite beautiful. It also tells you that this includes the game, the steelbook, the art book, and the art cards. So my guess is the art book is probably the larger item in this. It almost looks like this is embossed, but it isn't. It just has this really cool metallic look that matches the Metroid franchise. Red on the top, of course, with the Nintendo logo. On the bottom, you have some of the warning symbols and everything like that. Metroid Dread on the one side. I assume it's the exact same on the other. So let's open this up. This one does have two sticker seals, one on the top and one on the bottom. I always open mine up from the bottom just to keep the top of the boxes looking really quite in mint shape. So let's open this up. I have been waiting for some sort of special edition from Nintendo for a really long time. I especially think Metroid has been slept on. I wish there was a Metroid game back on the Nintendo 64. There wasn't. GameCube, we were blessed with 2 games. And then, of course, the Wii, we had Metroid Prime 3. We also had Trilogy, and we had Metroid Other M. And then handheld's been doing pretty well overall also. So here we go. Steelbook. Also, it looks like this might be the art cards, and I think this is the art book that we get with it. Everything is sealed, so let's open this up and take a look at it all. I always really wish they included the original game case and the steelbook case, but this steelbook case looks pretty cool. Also drives me nuts, there's no name on the side of this, so if you were to display this on your shelf, you can't even see that this is Metroid Dread. That drives me nuts, but it does look really cool. Inside, there's the game itself. It's just really simplistic. Just says Metroid Dread, black background. At least that's centered. And we don't have anything else for that. I really wish it had the original case. Nintendo, if you're listening, give us the steelbook, but also give us the original case if you could. Let's stand that up right there. Alright, next up, we do have actually, I would have never even looked at this. It looks like embossed into this actual holder. You have some of the characters and different, I think it does look like E.M.M.I for the most part. It looks like E.M.M.I is embossed into the back of this, which is really quite special. That's kind of neat. A nice little touch for this special edition. Here are the art cards, I believe, so let's open these up as well. Keeping these sealed as a collector, yes, it's going to maintain the value. Keeping everything sealed, even if you don't want to open the art cards or the book itself, probably a wiser thing, but to me, most of these things are meant to be enjoyed, so I do want to open them, and I definitely want to show off so that you exactly know what you're getting if you ever were to buy this. Also, let me know, did you have any problems getting the special edition? I was hearing that it sold out pretty quick. I was able to follow someone on Twitter that helped me out and said, hey, they're in stock again, so I was able to order it and get it just in time. This paper feels really high quality. I already messed it up, I guess, with my greasy fingers. Let's take a look at these art cards, but I like that a lot. This one looks like it's going all the way back to the original Metroid. It is. It even says from the Nintendo Entertainment System. Love the metallic look for the Metroid games. Metroid 2, Return of Samus, a game that I only have cartridge only. I do not have a complete in box, but I really want it. Then we have one of the best games of all time, of course, Super Metroid. Love the look of that pink-purple. The price of that's gone way up. Metroid Fusion, one of the best handheld Metroid games in my opinion. And then Metroid Dread. So I guess this is the main part of the series, especially in 2D, just to go over those again. Original Metroid, Metroid 2 Samus Returns, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and now it's like Metroid 5 in terms of 2D with Metroid Dread. What a cool little piece. I think you could probably display these. Maybe some people would be able to get some sort of a frame, maybe put these in individual frames, and try and just display these as best you can. So let's just put these maybe back in that. Next up, we definitely have to take a look at this art book before we get to the Amiibo. This thing is huge. That's why the box was so big. Makes sense now. So let's just be careful cutting this open a little bit, just to make sure. And I'm not positive if I'm going to go through every single page of this, but I'm going to give you an idea at least of what the quality looks like for the art book. And the price of this, especially for a 2D game, a lot of people complain. I don't really care as long as the game has very high quality. I don't mind spending full price for a special edition 2D game if it's a really good game. Again, we kind of have both matte and gloss on the front of this. The back just has some symbols on it, as I said. So let's open this up just to take a look at this. Mission logs, it says. I don't want to spoil too much for anyone. This is really cool, like retro art looking kind of stuff. Oh my goodness, this looks like it's going all the way back to the original design of Samus, or maybe this is for the original game, this game for Metroid Dread. Oh, some of the characters look like they're really, like, whimsical, childish, really cute. So this goes through all of them. So that was the original Metroid. That's why. This is the original Metroid artwork for the first game. We even have the symbol right there, and then eventually you have Metroid 2. So this is going to go through all the different games. Super Metroid, this is one of my favorite pieces of art of all time right there. Looks fantastic. And then, of course, we're into Metroid Fusion eventually. I'm really most excited for the Metroid Dread part, which is probably the majority of this book. So maybe let's go on a little bit. But the artwork, for you fans, you can sit down and look at this for a while. So most of the book looks like it's going to be about Metroid Dread. From page 56 on, page 55, I guess, 54 on, it looks like it's all about Metroid Dread. So let's just flip through this just to get a look at this. I don't want to spoil too much of the game for myself either. The backgrounds and the graphics in this game have looked spectacular in any of the previews that I've looked at overall. So the majority of the book, the vast majority of this book, is definitely for Metroid Dread. Really cool design. I love that look for Samus. It looks really cool. I'm not even sure what the suit is called yet because I haven't been paying attention to spoilers or anything like that, but I can tell you that the last page, it looks like it goes into the 190s. 191. So this is the final page for the entire art book. So definitely check it out. Huge art piece, and that's why the special edition has such a gigantic box for it. So let's just put that there as well. Maybe I will just stack these and put them to the side as we take a look at the Amiibo. Still really cool steelbook. Alright, the Amiibo, 2 of them. There are quite a few Metroid Amiibo that already exist. I have 6 of them here for you. So all of them, 3 of them at least feature, obviously, Samus, and now we have a 4th one of Samus. So that's crazy. We have 4 different Samus variations of Amiibo that you can get, and E.M.M.I right here is terrifying. E.M.M.I, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, of course. Just the name Dread really encapsulates what's going on with this game and how horrified I kind of feel while I watch the previews, and I can't wait to play this. So it looks like you use this Amiibo in the Metroid Dread Game 2 for Samus. Refill your energy once per day, so only once per day, and E.M.M.I replenish missiles once per day. And it also says get a bonus missile tank. Get a bonus energy tank for Samus. So there is definitely some use with these. It also says it might work with some 3DS games. I assume Samus just works as any other Samus Amiibo if you're using it in other games that she is supported with. So let's unbox this with my X-Acto knife. The Amiibo for Nintendo, I feel like they've really dropped off. They keep announcing that more Amiibo, of course, are coming to Smash Brothers. We did have the announcement of the very last DLC character for Smash Brothers. I'm also really curious, what are your thoughts on that? I haven't made a video about that at all quite yet, but I think it's a really good choice. I think Sora from Kingdom Hearts, spoilers by the way, I'm so sorry if I spoiled that for anyone, but it's been out for a few days anyways. So I feel like that's a really good last pick, and they finally showed the results of all the votes that they took in like 6 years ago. however many years ago it was for the DLC. So it makes a lot of sense that it's Sora in my opinion, especially considering how high up Sora was, I think both in North America and in Europe. And then you can see in the background right now of this video all of my Metroid merchandise. This isn't everything that I have, but it's pretty close. There are a few games in the series that I don't have yet, like I said, complete in box that I'm trying to get. Zero Mission. I don't think I have Metroid Zero Mission whatsoever yet. So that's kind of sad. And also the box for Metroid 2 Return of Samus. Anything else I'm missing, let me know. I think there's some classic series games for the Game Boy that I'm missing as well that I want to get my hands on. This seems like more of a complicated opening than previous, but let's see if we can just pop these. Yes. Just want to get my hands on these sweet-looking metallic Amiibo. Okay, they're not held with any sort of string or anything like that. E.M.M.I is huge. I like that size comparison, actually, for the two of them. They are E.M.M.I's gigantic. I mean, obviously, Dread, it should be a little bit bigger than Samus, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Alright, so first of all, let's take a look at Samus. Maybe I'll just leave E.M.M.I in the background over there. I really like the shade of blue and the white that they used for Samus this time around. I always think looks fantastic. One of my personal favorite Amiibo is actually the one over there with Dark Suit Samus. I think she looks spectacular in that suit, but this one's really good as well. It's nice that they changed them up, and there's so many different suits in the Metroid franchise. So just as a comparison, look right here to one of the other ones, this one does look a little bit smaller. It kind of looks like it's about based on the same size as the one for Super Smash Bros. Right here. So these two look a bit more like, in comparison of size, it looks like Metroid Dread's a lot smaller, at least in standing up, but I guess if she was standing straight up, it would be about the exact same anyway. So you still have that metallic look, really nice detail work on her arm cannon. I do have an arm cannon right there, one of the actual arm cannons that you can wear. Halloween's coming up, so maybe for cosplay or anything like that. Yellow arm cannon, I wonder what they're calling this one. I'm not exactly sure yet, especially considering I haven't played the game yet. Love all the green little tints on this as well. And again, the metallic look looks fantastic. We got the blue base. The blue base is consistent with the other Metroid bases that have already come out for the franchise. So now let's take a look at E.M.M.I. Terrifying robot. Really cool AI. I think it would be AI. I'm not even sure if E.M.M.I's like its own individual thinker. I don't know if it has artificial intelligence or if it's like who it's programmed by. I just don't know yet. And E.M.M.I takes up the entire stand. You can't see the S logo at all on E.M.M.I. So this one, it's just so ridiculous that this is finally here. We've been waiting so long. I remember reading a rumor 6 months ago that a new Metroid 2D game was coming, and I did not believe it at all. Let me know if you actually heard that rumor as well. So we got white, black, and steel, and then you also see the red kind of eye of E.M.M.I that's always following you. The claw hands, not posable. It's not attached to the head either, but you can't bend it or anything like that. 4 limbs, each with 4 digits basically on it to try and grab at you. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. The spine on this looks really good too. So the size is a lot bigger than what Samus is, and that obviously contributes to the dread of this entire thing. I really like these Amiibo. The 2-pack, you can usually find it for something around like $30 for both of them. Around $15 is the price of each Amiibo these days. Let me know what your thoughts are on Amiibo, by the way. I think they're slowly kind of phasing them out, but I really want to get every single one for the Metroid franchise. And not just the Metroid franchise, but for Super Smash Bros. And there's a few for the Monster Hunter series that I'm still missing from Japan. Trying to get every single Amiibo. But Metroid Dread, what are your thoughts on it? Have you played it already? What are your thoughts on the special edition? Do you wish it came with the original case, or at least it said Metroid Dread on the side or anything like that? Because the special edition is beautiful, as are the Amiibo. But I really, really, really wish that they would just give us the original released case. Because without it, it's just kind of strange to display this. These special editions are huge. This is probably one of the biggest ones for Metroid that exists. For Metroid Dread, it really does look fantastic. Check it out if you're not a fan of the series. It's a great time to get into the series on the Nintendo Switch. And again, if you haven't checked out my unboxing for the Switch OLED, definitely check that out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Feel free to fill that like bucket. Follow me on all the social media in the description below the video. Go collect them all. Keep smiling while gaming. You guys are awesome.